Hello and welcome to class. My name is Lisette Pompa and this is a beginner's class. So if you have never done yoga, this is the class for you. You probably don't have two blocks at home if you have never done yoga, but if you happen to have two blocks at home, then bring them with you because they can be helpful during class. We're going to move very simple, just through a few simple flows and the kind of basics of a vinyasa practice. We're going to start in downward facing dog. The way we're going to start is you're going to come onto all fours. That means you're going to come onto your hands and your knees. So your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees are going to go underneath your hips. Okay, from here, think about moving your hands a little bit more forward towards the top of your mat. Kind of one handprint distance, okay? Ideally, kind of the index are pointing forward, creating a little bit more external rotation of the arms, okay? And then press your hands down onto the floor, spread your fingers, tuck your toes on the floor. And we're gonna keep the knees bent, okay? So just tuck your toes on the floor and start to lift the hips back behind you. As if you are pushing the floor away from you, just try to lengthen your back, okay? The knees are gonna be bent the whole time. And not the whole time, but to begin with. And then just soften the neck, so you're looking back towards your feet. Thing again, the hands are pushing the floor, so the arms are straight. So what we're looking for, it's a long line on the spine. So if you have to keep your legs like this the whole time, that's perfectly fine. It allows you more length through the lower back. It then allows you to kind of tilt the pelvis forward and lengthen through the lower back. Stay strong through the arms. You're bearing weight on your hands. If you feel like you're flexible on your legs and the spine can stay on that shape, as you lengthen the legs, then you can straighten the legs. But if you feel like you start to straighten the legs and you start to round on the spine, then bend the legs again. Find the length through the lower back. If you happen to have flexible hamstrings and you can straighten the legs completely, keeping that spine just as it was, then you can do that. Otherwise, knees are bent, completely fine. Okay. You're gonna look forward towards your hands. Bend your knees, get high on your toes. You're gonna exhale, step or jump forward towards the top of the mat. Inhale, you're gonna come high, a little bit higher and lengthen. Hands to the legs or your chins. Exhale, fold again. Then you're gonna inhale, come all the way up to stand. Bring the arms over the head. Look up, palms touch. Exhale, arms down by your side. So we're gonna go for something that's called Sun Salutation A. I'm gonna move quite slow the first time for you to get the movement, and then we're gonna move a little bit faster, okay? So standing at the top of the mat with the feet together or a little bit wider apart, just make sure it feels comfortable with the knees. Think that imagine you have four corners on your feet, so you have two below the toes, two on your heels. You wanna press those four corners of your feet down on the floor. Engage the legs, lift the kneecaps, and engage the quads. Slide bend on the knees if you need. Seep the lower belly in. That brings just a tiny tuck of the tailbone. Don't tuck it too much. Just want to lengthen a little bit through the lower back, and especially focus on, pulling the lower belly in. Then you're gonna, the front ribs are gonna draw back a little bit, especially if you're one of those that, puff the chest forward too much. And think front ribs move back a little bit. Draw the shoulders back, open the chest, let the arms relax down by your side. Good. From there, this is called Tadasana, mountain pose. Look forward, focus one spot, smile. We go for our first Sun Salutation A. Inhale, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. And then slide bend on the knees, exhale and fold forward. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Hands to your legs, maybe to the floor. Inhale, lift them halfway, lengthen. Keep the bend on the knees if you need. Exhale, step back into plank pose. Hold your plank there. The knees can be on the floor if you need. You're trying to find that Tadasana again. So the spine is long. There's a tiny tug of the tailbone. From the front ribs move back. You're strong there. Breathe. Good. Inhale, shift forward onto your tippy toes. Lower your knees. And then Chaturanga. As you exhale, hug the elbows in towards the body. Lower halfway down. Inhale, point the toes back. Lift up into open facing dog. And then Knees down on the floor if you need. Exhale, moving back into downward facing dog. Again, keep the legs bent as much as you need. Lengthen through the spine. So don't straighten the legs by rounding the back, but keep the back long. Maybe the legs can lengthen. Okay? You're going to modify as you need to, so knees can go down to the floor whenever you need them. You're going to look forward towards your hands. Inhale, bend your knees, get high on your toes. Exhale, step or jump forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, come all the way up, arms over the head, reach up. Exhale, arms down by your side. Tadasana, find it again. Press the four corners of your feet down on the floor. Zip the lower belly in, send your front ribs back. Arms down by your side. Sun Salutation A. We're going to move a little bit faster. Okay? So inhale, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold in. Slide bend on the knees if you need. Inhale, lift up halfway and lengthen. Exhale, step back to chaturanga, to plank pose. Good. Inhale here. Now lean forward onto the tippy toes. Lower the knees if you need to. Exhale, chaturanga. You go down halfway only. Inhale, lift up. Upward facing dog. Lift the knees off the floor if you can. Exhale, pushing back to downward facing dog. Good. We take 2 breaths here. Find a breath. See where you are. The spine is long. Relax the neck. Breathe. Look forward towards your hands. Inhale, bend your knees, get high on your toes. Exhale, step or jump forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms over the head, reach up. Exhale, arms down by your side. Sun Salutation A. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale and fold in. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, lift up, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. There you go. We're moving to a simple flow. Inhale, you're going to bring your right leg back enough to the ceiling. Exhale, the right foot is going to step forward in between the hands. Now, if your right foot gets stuck, help it with your right hand. Move it all the way forward. Lower your left heel down on the floor and open the arms out to the sides into Warrior 2. Okay? So if you look down, your heels are in line. Your right toes are pointing forward towards the top of the mat. And the right knee is not collapsing towards the left. It's opening out to the side, somewhere pointing forward towards your right toe. Stretch the arms out. Take a moment. Start with the legs. Inhale, bring your right palm up to the ceiling. Exhale, stretch your right arm up. Left hand back towards your left leg. And then stretch up and maybe back without pressing your left knee with your left hand. So that left leg, left arm, it's kind of light. Breathe. You can look whatever feels okay with the neck. Come back into Warrior 2. Open the arms out to the sides. Good. Straighten your front leg. Bring your hands to your waist. Trikonasana. Send your right hip back. And then send the chest forward towards the front leg. Kind of halfway. Just somewhere here. If you're kind of tipping that left shoulder down, then open the chest again towards the side. Take a moment here, strong with both legs, contract the thighs, lift the kneecaps. Breathe. Good. Coming back into Warrior 2, open the arms out to the sides and rebend on your front leg. Good. Circle the arms down to the floor. Step back into plank pose. Find your Tadasana, this long line through the body. Lower your knees if you need. Lower belly pulls in. Good. Lean forward onto the tippy toes. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, lift up. Upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Good. We're going to transition. We're going to do the left side. We're just going to transition to step forward in a different way. So you're going to Lower your knees back down to the floor, both knees. And then from here, you're just gonna step your left foot forward in between the hands, okay? You're gonna lower your right foot down to the floor, right heel down, warrior two. Inhale, and open the arms out to the sides. Same thing, if you look down, you want the heels somewhere kind of on the same line. You want, especially at the beginning when we just start, that left leg is always taping in. So think you're creating external rotation with that left hip, keeping that left knee just opening out to the left. Take a moment. Inhale, bring your left palm up to the ceiling. Exhale, reverse your warrior, stretch up, maybe back. Without putting pressure on your right knee with your right hand, just see where you can go. Good, come back into warrior two. Pause. Straighten your front leg, bring your hands to your waist. Trikonasana. If you feel you need to shorten your stance, do it. Send your left hip back. And then the chest forward towards your left foot, halfway. And then from here, just open the chest out to the right. Somewhere there. Start with the legs, contract the thighs. Think about again those four corners of your feet pressing down on the floor as you open the chest. Take a moment. Good. Coming back into warrior two, rebend on your front leg and open the arms out to the sides. Good. Circle the arms down to the floor. Step back into plank. Hold it. From plank pose, we're gonna move into side plank. So you're gonna keep your right hand down on the floor, lower your right knee down and stretch and open that right foot out to the right a little bit. Keep your right toes tucked on the floor. That left leg moves back. So think that right hand and that left foot are on the same line on the floor. And you open that left arm up towards the ceiling. Okay, if this feels too easy for you, absolutely, then you move that left foot forward and stretch your right leg back. So you have kind of your both feet down on the floor or that left foot on top of your right foot, whatever feels better for you. I'm gonna keep my right knee down as I'm doing this kind of a beginner class. This is a perfect variation you can do. Stretch up towards the ceiling, take a moment, open the chest, left from the hips. One more breath here. Good, bring that left hand down to the floor, plank pose, then child's pose. Lower your knees down, send your hips back, let your arms rest. Now if child's pose, which is this one, doesn't work with your knees, it hurts your knees, then you can either lift the hips a little bit higher, or you can just take a seat. You know, whatever feels for you, you can just sit in a cross-legged position, you just make sure it works for you. It's just a resting posture. So do what makes you relax for a little bit. There we go. Then we come back from child's pose. Stretch the arms forward. Tuck your toes on the floor. Keeping your knees bent, we move back into downward facing dog. So just send your hips back. Lengthen the arms. Once the spine and the arms are straight, you see how much you can straighten the legs without letting the back bend too much. Good. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. Lower your knees if you need. Good. Side plank. Keeping that left hand down on the floor. Lower your left knee, left toes down, stretch your right leg back. Open the right arm up towards the ceiling. Again, if it's too easy, that right foot moves forward and the left leg can go back. Or maybe your right foot on top of your left. Maybe even right leg up in the air. There are many options. Just making sure it works for you. Whatever level you are, and that you're not losing it. You can look down, out to the side, maybe up towards your right hand. Go. One more breath there. Good. Plank pose. Right hand goes down, knees on the floor if you need, and then downward facing dog, send the hips back. Inhale, bring your right leg back and up to the ceiling. Exhale, the right foot steps forward. If it gets stuck, help it in between the hands. Lower your left knee down to the floor, low lunge. Inhale, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Take a moment here. Good. If you have blocks, now is the perfect time to grab your blocks. So you bring one on each hand. If you don't have blocks, don't worry, okay? You can do this without blocks. Half splits. So send your hips back. And straighten your front leg any amount. So if you're really tight on the back of the legs, this is where the blocks come really handy, because you can place your hands on the blocks and it gives you kind of the length you need. If you feel you can touch the floor with your fingertips, go for that. Think all the time there's a little bit of force on that right foot, on that right leg, pulling back a little bit. So trying to draw that right hip back and left hip forward as you fall forward towards your right leg. Any amount, soften the neck. Stretching the right hamstring. Good, rebend on your front leg. Downward facing dog. So you can do it from all fours and just the back, or you can just transition from downward facing dog back to stand. Good. Left side. So you can inhale, bring your left leg back and up to the ceiling, or lower your knees down to the floor. Exhale as you step your left foot forward. Into low lunge, right knee goes down. Inhale and open the arms up towards the ceiling. Find some length here as you are stretching up. Then you catch your blocks again if you need them. You move your hips back, half splits. That left leg can stay bent, especially if you're tight there. So just flexing that left foot, you're going to stay right here. Or if you can straighten it completely, you straighten it completely, fall forward, any amount. Think about, again, there's some force pulling that left hip back, left heel back as you fall forward towards your left leg. Soft with the neck. Breathe. Good. Rebend on your front leg, hands on the floor, step back, downward facing dog, please. Then look forward towards your hands. And then you're going to step or you're going to jump to sit on the floor. So you're going to bring one foot forward and the other one, and then you just sit on the floor. Okay. Janushirshasana. Open the left leg out to the left. Bend your right leg. Turn towards the left leg a little bit. You can bend your left leg as much as you need to. Lengthen the spine. And then you fall forward towards your left leg. If you can, straighten that left leg completely. Maybe catch that left foot as you fall forward. Relax the head, the shoulders, your thoughts. Good. Inhale, lift up. We switch sides. Open your right leg out to the right. Bring your left foot in. Turn towards your right leg. Bend your right leg if you need to. Lengthen through the lower back. It's the same thing as in downward facing dog. So you can bend your legs as much as you need to find length through the spine. As you fall forward, maybe you can even catch your right foot. If you have a strap home or something that can allow you to kind of hold into that right foot, you can use it as you pull yourself a little bit forward. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway. Stretch your both legs forward in front of you. Paschimottanasana. Legs together, feet together. Flex your feet. Slight bend on the knees if you need. You're going to stretch forward. And then from here, we're basically going to transition to lay on the floor. But we're going to do it in a little bit more core active way. So actually open your feet a little bit wider, hip width distance apart. And then stretch the arms forward. Around the back, and as if you are rounding as much as you can. You start pulling back, 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 as if you're trying to get every part of your lower back, or every part of your back to touch the floor. You're gonna hold it at your deepest spot. hold, 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 and you're gonna pull it up again. Relax everything that got very tense there. Good. Once again, stretch your legs around the back. Once again, start to go back towards your mat. You're tucking your tailbone in, you're trying to round so every part is kind of touching the floor, touching the floor, touching the floor. You hold it there. Hold, hold, and you go all the way down to the floor. Good. Bring your right knee towards your chest and place your right foot on the floor first. Move your hips a little bit to the right and then hug your right knee in again. With the help of your left hand, just draw your right leg over to the left and open the right arm. Right arm out to the right. Spine twist. And stretch your right leg down to the floor and bend your left leg with the left foot on the floor. Just move your hips a little bit to your left. And then hug your left knee in with the help of your right hand. Drop the left leg over to the right. And open the left arm out to the left. Good. Coming back to center. Shavasana. Shavasana is the last posture we do. So you're just going to find a comfortable laying position. Traditionally, Shavasana is legs down, arms down, closing your eyes. If this feels uncomfortable somewhere on your body, then feel free to bend your legs or to find any other position that allows you to completely relax. That's it. You did it. If this was your first ever yoga class, congratulations. If you want to practice with me more, then you can go and check out Yogateket.com. There's a link here on my YouTube page where I have a lot of classes. There's always new classes coming every week. And if you like this class, just leave a comment, leave a like, and just let me know what you thought about it. Thanks for watching today. And I wish you the best on your yoga journey. Namaste.